Hello, and welcome to another video review with Hirsch Agarwal.
And Hirsch Bravo.
Today we'll be reviewing iCloud.
iCloud is a cloud-based system from Apple that allows you to share files and other data between your Apple devices, your iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, and Mac or MacBook. So, first, we'll be taking a look at the desktop version of this program. You can get to that by going to www.icloud.com and logging in with your Apple ID and password. Assuming you've already configured it on your iPhone or iPod Touch, you'll see this screen that has your Mail, Contacts, Calendar, Find My iPhone, and iWork. These are the files that it allows you to share. The Mail feature, which we can start out with, is pretty much Apple's stab at creating its own mail client. It gives you an @me.com email address, which you can create, and it's a pretty sleek interface. It reminds me of the iPad interface, just somewhat more geared towards the computer, and this is accessible from any operating system, of course. So Hirsch, if you want to go over Contacts and Calendar.
Okay, so Contacts and Calendars with iCloud for the desktop is actually very nice looking, and it works well. The Calendar application, first of all, when you're at iCloud.com, it does give you the little live tile which tells you the actual date. I've always thought that was kind of cool. And then, of course, the actual application is very interestingly designed. They've definitely kind of modeled it after a physical calendar. They've put little torn edges at the top, and they've put in a bunch of, they've put in this little blue bar at the top resembling what it's like to have an actual calendar. I think that's kind of strange. But basically it allows you to sync your home and work calendars or any others that you create. And also it allows you to sync all of your reminders using the new Reminders app in iOS 5. And I think this is a useful feature. I haven't used it a lot yet, but I think it could certainly be helpful, definitely with backing up all of your applications in case something happens. And also just having the ability to view all of your appointments and your schedule on your computer. And I have to say that everything looks very nice. It's a little bit similar to iCal. It allows you to drag events around, and you can stretch them out to change how long they are, things like that. It's very well designed, and I think it'll definitely be a success. Okay, now moving on to Contacts. It's pretty much just like the iPhone Contacts, except a little bit bigger. I'd say it resembles iPad Contacts. It's pretty simple. It just gives you a contacts book. So, one of the other important features is Find My iPhone, and I'll let Hirsch discuss that.
Okay, so Find My iPhone is a really nice feature. If you lose your iPhone, or if you don't remember to leave it, I know my parents and my family have had many occasions on which we leave it in the car, or it slips under a seat or something. And what it does, now it's integrated with iOS 5, excuse me, it allows you to make your iPhone wipe itself remotely. You can make it beep very loud noises. You can send messages to it and lock it remotely. So essentially it's a backup security feature, and also it allows you to track it. In the background you can hear the sound that it makes when you send a request. It works really well even with my iPod Touch. The location is quite accurate. The interface is, again, of course, good. It's from Apple. So that is Find My iPhone.
And then also,
the last feature
of course,
we have
in Find My iPhone, it gives you a nice little Google Maps image with the location of your phone, and it looks nice, and it's actually surprisingly accurate. So it's very good, and I think it could certainly help out a lot of people. So yes, just wanted to add that.
And some of that Hirsch likes interfaces.
Yeah.
So next we have iWork. Now, as you may have seen in the Mac App Store and the iOS App Store, Apple has had for quite a while, at least for Mac, their iWork suite. And this this Keynote, Pages, and Numbers. You have to buy these on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac. The prices, I believe, are around $20. Keynote is their PowerPoint equivalent. It allows you to create pretty nice slideshows. And then, of course, they're synced into iCloud, so you can access them from different devices. Pages is their Word equivalent, and Numbers is their Excel equivalent. All are really nicely designed apps. Their online editions or online counterparts are also really good. Essentially, this is mostly a Dropbox, a very Dropbox-like feature. So, Hirsch, would you like to share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, that's true enough. It is a little bit like Dropbox, and for $10 a piece, you can buy Pages, Numbers, and Keynote in the App Store for your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. Being $10, I think it's a little expensive, but for the functionality it gives you, it could be worth it to some people. Yeah, $10, I guess.
And that's $10.
Oh, sorry, Hirsch, your sound broke off there.
$10.
Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, sorry. It's $10. It's $10 per app. So $10 for it's something like that.
Wait, yeah, it's $10 for each one: Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. And then also another advantage is you can buy the Keynote remote too, which is something that's kind of I guess it's really unique to Apple products, because if you're going to buy them, then you can also present it onto a larger display or something, and you can control it using the remote.
But keep in mind, Steve Jobs does not use his iPhone during presentations.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. So next up we have
and actually we should clarify. Pages is their equivalent to Word. Numbers is like Excel, and Keynote is basically PowerPoint. In case you were wondering. Okay. Do you want to continue?
Yes, thank you for that repetition.
You're welcome.
Yes. So the next feature that we have for iCloud, and a really major one for iOS device users, is the ability to back up your iPhone. You just go into settings, and in iCloud you enable your backup, and pretty much immediately or automatically it'll back up whatever you choose, your email, contacts, calendar, pictures, and all kinds of different apps. It'll back them up into iCloud. You have 5 gigs of space, and surprisingly 5 gigs is more than satisfactory, at least for me. I compiled my backup of all my apps, and I have a considerable amount, and it came out to be under a tenth of a gig, so under 100 MB. So that was uplifting, I have to say. I was kind of shocked at the little space that they give you at the beginning compared to something like Gmail. I mean, 5 to 7 gigs, but it's interesting. What are your thoughts on the storage space involved and the general workflow of it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting that they give you 5 gigs, that they actually give you such a clear cap on it. I thought that was a little bit surprising at first. I thought they'd do it a little more discreetly. And Apple really hasn't given us much clarification on exactly how the backup system works. So, obviously, iCloud was already implemented in earlier versions of iOS, allowing you to download your music and apps, but it really wasn't the full feature. So, of course, the new one is a lot better. But yes, the new one's much nicer, and it definitely gives you much more ability to back up different features. I guess. Okay, never mind. I'm not sure what I want to say. Back to her.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think this is the last thing we wanted to talk about, or just a clarification. When I saw the keynote and everything, I was kind of shocked looking at like the amount of background features that they're talking about, like downloading stuff in the background and backing up your iPhone in that background and all of this. Not only like compromising your speed, but especially battery life. But if you look into it, they've pretty intelligently solved that problem. iCloud automatically backs up when you're plugged in and the device is locked. which for me is all night, because I charge it while I'm asleep. And I mean, Notification Center, if you think about it, it's not that much more on time than it was with any other update system. But overall, I think, at least I haven't noticed that big a battery drain. It's less than iOS 4, but that's to be expected because I've also started using these new services. So if that's all, Hirsch?
Okay, so I just want to quickly clarify about iCloud. Of course, because this is live, we have to look it up. So really, just to explain this, basically whenever you plug in your iPhone at night, it'll sync with your computer all of your data, and that obviously has unlimited space, or at least it's limited to however much hard drive space you have. So that's the syncing feature, which is very useful, of course. But then the actual iCloud allows all of your devices to sync even when they're not on the same Wi-Fi network.
Right, so, hence you have PhotoStream, which we neglected to talk about. That is a feature where if you take a picture on your iPhone or iPod Touch, or now iPad 2, it'll pop up immediately on all your other devices. This you have the option to enable or disable in the Settings app, depending on your space constraints.
Yeah, and this is something Hirsch has probably used more. I don't really use iPhone. I don't take photos on an iPhone or anything. So currently on most of their phones, the resolution is not that high. So I'm just wondering, Hirsch, how much space would you say the pictures take up in general?
Well, I have an iPod Touch 4G, which, obviously with VGA resolution pictures, they're not that big. So I haven't specifically looked, but I take quite a few pictures and videos, and I would fill up 5 gigs, sometimes in a day, but mostly in like about a month.
Yeah, I have actually used Hirsch's camera quite a bit, and I'd say that the ability to back up everything, or at least to have it off of your device and onto a cloud or Apple's server, could certainly help you relieve some of the memory usage on your iPhone or any other iDevice. So I think that about concludes this video. Do you agree, Hirsch?
Okay. The last thing is I wanted to clarify, you can purchase additional space. It's $20 a year for 15 gigabytes total iCloud storage, $40 a year for 25 gigs, and $100 a year for 55 gigs.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a good point. I have to say, I think that's a little expensive, but I don't know. What do you think?
Considering it's Apple servers and Apple has the highest standard of server speed and that kind of thing, I think it's worth it.
Okay, that's a good point, actually.
Okay, so overall, I think this will be a much more suitable replacement than Mobile Me, which even the great Steve Jobs commented on as one of Apple's failures. Yeah. So overall, thank you for watching this video. Please rate it and comment on it, and subscribe to both Hirsch and my channel. Mine is hbrigava11, and if you're on my channel, or hbrigava7, and if you're on my channel, check out Hirsch's channel at
which is Hirsch Agrawal.
Oh yes.
So
okay.
Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I'm Hirsch Agrawal.
And I'm Hirsch Brigava.
Okay. Yes, and we'll see you in the next video.